Hey everybody, and welcome to Plastic Nostalgic, where all toys are nostalgic. Eventually. Now, if you caught the end of my last video, then you know we'll be digging into this retro Star Wars Stormtrooper. This Stormtrooper was a very common occurrence in a lot of toy boxes in the late 70s and early 80s. So I can't wait to get into this one. Here we have that classic Star Wars packaging. It's a good throwback to those old days when these used to be on the Kmart shelves. So you can see here that this has the Retro Collection sticker right on the front of it. I always thought they could make it a little smaller and put it up here near the top. Help showcase some of the artwork on the card back. Here we have that classic looking Stormtrooper inside. And on the back, I have a small checklist of the other retro figures, which include Han, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and the Stormtrooper, which we're about to open right now. As always, be careful when using a knife. Like I said, these Stormtroopers seem to be in everybody's toy box when we were kids. So we just happened to be lucky enough to have another one to compare him with from back then. He's a lot more yellow. He's well loose and played with, but he does retain a lot of his paint. Whereas this guy is nice and stiff. Classic Stormtrooper that you remember from the movies. The old movies, anyway. He comes with that familiar laser blaster. Seems like I got this particular gun with a number of the Star Wars figures back in the old days. There we go. Oh. I guess he holds his gun about as well as he shoots with it. Here we have a side-by-side comparison from one that's from 1977 that has been well played with and donated by another Plastic Nostalgic family member. Pretty sure this one has been spent some time buried in the yard, but is well aged, but still a pretty solid toy. This is the one we just opened. Put out in 2018. Not played with at all. Still pretty stiff. And a sturdy toy. And not buried in any yards. Just looking at them closely, they look pretty close as far as how they're sculpted and how they're painted. This one has a little more wear off of some of the paint across the top. But overall, the painting looks just about identical on both of them. Or this hand here on the old one looks like he could hold his blaster a little better than this guy did. Maybe his arm is a little bit bigger as well. I thought the same thing about the height of his legs. And the size of his foot. It's just slightly different, where it makes the newer version just a little bit taller than the older one. But the sculpt on the new one looks pretty identical. Hey, aren't you a little short to be a Stormtrooper? Thanks for joining us today on Plastic Nostalgic, where all toys are nostalgic. Eventually. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And join us next time when I open up 2 new Lego stunts bikes, the Fire Stunt Bike and the Selfie Stunt Bike. See y'all next time.